Once again, welcome to Shared Moments with Justus, a space where we uncover remarkable stories of resilience and personal growth. In this episode, we bring you the story of Olive, a woman whose strong personality and fierce determination have guided her on a transformative journey towards financial independence. She's faced her fair share of challenges and unlearning along the way, but today, Olive stands tall as the owner of two thriving enterprises, ONR and YRK Organics, each a testament of her unwavering spirit. But before Olive comes up, take a moment and check out www.psychex.io, a trusted partner in mental well-being. With Psychex, you can connect with licensed therapists specialized in various areas such as anxiety, depression, relationships, and more. Psychex also offers comprehensive wellness programs tailored to boost employee morale, productivity, and mental resilience. So why wait? Take the first step towards unlocking your true potential today. Visit psychex.io and start your journey to mental greatness.
Hi guys, my name is Olive Nkirote. Normally I say I'm an entrepreneur, but then when you look at the description of an entrepreneur, this is someone who has businesses that can run without them. So let me just be honest and say I am currently self-employed by my businesses. I have two businesses. One is a farm, right? I keep rabbits. It's called YRK Organics. So we've rebranded from Yummy Rabbits Kenya to YRK Organic. We just felt like this one is a bit more, premium. And then the other self-employment is ONR, and ONR is a YouTube channel. You guys can search it. It's basically a place where I educate Africans a day at a time. So whatever I learn in my businesses, whatever I learn in my day-to-day life, mainly geared to financial wellness or how to grow businesses and investing, I share on the platform. The Shared Moments family, I am truly honored to be hosted by Justus on this seat and to be part of your family. In all honesty, I didn't feel like I'm the right fit for your channel. I was just like, I watch your videos and everyone who comes there is inspiring in a different way. Is mine that inspiring? That's the question I kept asking myself. Like, sasa mimi nitaambia watu nini? Zile vitu watu interview, hey. But then there's something about sitting here and talking to you that has allowed me to forget what I do. For me to even feel comfortable enough to share these things on your platform says a lot about your work as well, says a lot about your energy as a person, because for me to entrust you with that information is because the energy I felt is inviting, it's encouraging, and it's comforting enough for me to just be me. So thank you so much. 4 to 5 years ago, I had just finished uni. I did not know what my life was to be about. I just knew I wanted to do YouTube. I dove right into the world and realized that the world is truly expensive, okay? And I've gone through so much that sometimes when I look at where I am 5 years later, I'm actually shocked that I've been able to do all that in 5 years, because it's been tough. As much as I still had one of the best upbringings, I did see life as it is at some point. And did I imagine that I'd be here 5 years ago? No. But I'm truly grateful that I have reached here. Well, is life completely perfect? It's not. We keep building. So, why am I this aggressive? Actually, I was talking to some of my friends some time back, and we had sat down, and I want to actually give her a shout out. She's called Mungai. So I remember telling her issues and telling her, there's something about me that I'm seeing. Like you can hear someone say, Olive is very, And maybe to some people, even chicks are this aggressive when you have a good partner in your life and you could easily just be taken care of. but I'm very, very like, I promise you, even if my partner was to take care of me to the length of the world, I still think I'd be aggressive. And I remember we talked and I shared with her something. And I told her, growing up, I didn't like how my dad treated my mom. And it was on the aspect of, okay, I don't want to call it abuse because, you know, when you say abuse in this century, someone thinks far. Yeah, it's extreme. But then for me, I can call it financial abuse, where I think what I can remember is maybe some of her businesses didn't do well or did not become what she would want. So she'd had to rely on him, but then it's like he didn't like it. So I grew up seeing sometimes my mom having to ask, can I get this for the house? Can I get this for the house? And if he says no, then it's a no until when he feels like it. And it's not like my dad doesn't have money. I think it was just maybe a phase. Maybe he's probably also needs like to work on it. But yeah, for me, I'd call it financial abuse. So seeing that, I think knowingly or unknowingly, I never wanted to be in such a position where, yes, you have a partner, but then if you don't have something of your own, it's kind of like you're looked down upon and you have to look at them to help you and guide you and provide. And I think low-key, that's genuinely why I'm very aggressive, because of seeing what my mom had to go through. So it's like, do I want to go through what she did? So probably no. And again, if in case my dad or my mom watch this, I love them to death, but I don't think we've actually ever talked about it. Maybe I've talked about it with my mom. I don't think I've ever talked about it with my dad. Maybe I haven't gotten to a place where I can have the conversation with him. But yeah, for me, that was something that I just feel like it low-key put me on edge, because I'm like, if you're married to your partner, like, does it have to be this stressful to get stuff for the house? Like paying electricity and water and what? Like, why is it so difficult, you know? So I think I deduced in my head that my mom was the problem and she didn't maybe push enough, she didn't work hard enough, or maybe she just maybe did not give her all. But then now when I get older, I'm like, but she had a support system. They just didn't like hold her or like weather the storm, or maybe just decided, you know what, you do you and then let me do me, that kind of energy. So yeah, in all honesty, that's one of the reasons why I feel like I'm very aggressive. And I guess that's why I was saying it's the best of both worlds, because now I grow older and then I get this amazing partner. Shout out to my partner, Andrew Moyle. And he is the opposite of maybe what I can say I've seen my dad do. Complete opposite. And I think even when we started dating, I could not get myself to, how do I put this? Allow him into my world. You know, it's like, if I do it, you might treat me like the way I've seen my mom being treated, that kind of energy, you know? So it's like, if people are married and then they're treating each other like this, now, as we're not even married yet, how will you treat me? So like, for example, even if I had made like money, if I had ideas of how to make money, I'd keep them to me, because I'm trying to protect my sanity, my space, you know. But then now it took some time, and that's why again I'm going to say it's the best of both worlds, because now my partner is very opposite, and he would literally talk to me and be like, babe, why are you so guarded? You know, why are you fighting me and I'm your partner? Like, can you imagine? Your partner is here, you're meant to grow together, achieve things together, but then you're like, and you know, I never used to think those things affect you or me, like, until you get older and you start to see a pattern with how you behave. And then again, like with my partner, like I've met his parents. Now them, it's a system, like they're a team. Like there's nothing like what I've seen. So now him, when he looks at me, is just like, why are you like me? You know what I mean? Like back at there's a point used to be like, babe, for a girl, you're so difficult, like to go through. Like there's a, you know, like maybe men are the one who are like that. For you as a chick, yours is so hell-bent on me, my stuff, my money, my space, stay there, you know. But then now again, that's what I'm saying, it's the best of both worlds, because he's different, he's super supportive, he's, I guess, been brought up in a space where it's a we thing, and let me tell you, it has been, in our relationship, I will testify, is there a word like that? I'll testify to his patience in helping me now put down my walls. It's that thing where, let me give you an example. I would put that energy, he would be very pissed and like wait for us to be like in a place where he is willing to talk. And then he just talks to me and tells me, I don't like this, this, and this. I don't feel your support in this, this, and this. I don't feel like you care about this, this, and this. And to be honest, it's not like it worked when he said it. It didn't. May even think, there's a day he joked that he's complained about, okay, not complained, but he's told me about something I do that used to make him feel bad for 1.5 years. 1.5 years. Is someone patient for you to open your eyes in that space? Can you imagine talking to someone over and over again and they're like, I'm going to do better, and then the next day they still do the same thing, but then I think I'm improving, but in his eyes I am not improved in any shape, way or form. You know, or I think I've improved, but it's like the problem is this wide and I have just moved an inch and I expect him to clap because I'm like, I have tried. But, and I think that's why I'm going to just say it's like the support of my partner, because I sometimes wonder if I was him, would I have stuck that long? Like, would I actually have stuck that long? But I believe he saw something, or he knew I would come out of it. And I've become better now. I can say out loud that I've become better. And every other day you just, again, keep unearthing more traumas and more problems, you know, that you need to somehow solve. Because again, you don't want to be that person who, you know your issues, but you're allowing, like, you're making people get used to your problems. You know, if you have told me this is my problem, I go back and work on it. And if it's not worked on, I just have to keep working on it until when it's like, oh yeah, you've actually worked on it. ONR didn't start as what it is today. ONR used to be a platform that was full of entertainment. Actually, it wasn't called ONR. It was just Olivin Kirote. And I started it way back in 2018, August, after I graduated. And I was consuming a ton of entertainment, guys, like it was in me. So I remember finishing uni, and I can, again, shout out to my partner, Andrew, you're the real one. We were walking from school right before we graduated, and he kept pressuring me, like, what are we going to do? Like, we finished school, what are we going to do? He had already like started like a business when he was in campus. So he was already making money and doing moves. I mean, you know, you are that girlfriend who gets spoiled by your partner because he has money in campus. You're finished campus and you're like, now I have to make money. Okay. So I remember I genuinely wanted to be employed. And I even remember going to school and going to so we had a CV department, a careers department, and going through a training to get my CV made and start sending my CV as soon as possible to many people. When I shared this with my partner, he was just like, hey, you want to get employed? And I'm like, yeah, I want to climb the corporate ladder. I want to make money, blah, blah, blah. And he sat me down to convince me why I should enter entrepreneurship instead. So the whole time I remember we sat beside, I'm looking at him. So you want me to start a business like you? I want to be employed. I want good money in corporate, you know? I genuinely used to see myself in corporate. Like, I don't know, I just felt like I would merge. But now when I think about it, I'm like, would I have merged, you know? So he convinced me about entrepreneurship, but he wanted us to do farming. And I was just like, farming? No, I want to do YouTube. Then he's also like, YouTube. I'm like, yeah, like I think this is the next best thing now in my head. And then now that's where now I was saying we were walking from school and I told him I really want to do YouTube. Now after we had our pizza date and he's convinced me to be an entrepreneur. So I was like, if it's entrepreneurship, I'm doing YouTube. I'm not doing farming. So he's like, okay, fine. Then I start trying to, start this world of YouTube. So obviously because I'm consuming entertainment, the content will be entertainment. So I was just saying, I was telling you before this, that actually my first video on the YouTube channel was spicy ramen challenge, and I would get my friends to eat things with me on this channel. And let me tell you, we did the most. Guys, those things are not on the channel anymore. Please, we have become a brand. So anyway, let me fast forward. I did YouTube from 2018 August to 2018 December, and it was purely entertainment. Think of anything entertainment: pranks, drinking raw eggs, wearing 100 layers of clothing, whisper challenge, 7-minute challenge where you get something within 7 seconds. Even, those, hey, I've actually remembered one of the videos we did. You know how in town, there's this vitu, call this mganga number, atakusaidia kutafuta pesa. We would go and collect all those numbers and then do a video calling them. And then some would abuse us. I have videos of the most random things that I did. Just as when I started, I have finished uni. I have a degree. My partner has convinced me why entrepreneurship is better. And now because I'm not going the corporate route, I have to do something. So what was the closest thing in my mind that I actually loved? Watching YouTube videos. But then I wouldn't make money watching the videos. I might make money creating the videos. And that's now how I decided to be a YouTuber. So even when I was doing this funny content, in my mind, at least I'm doing something. Itajipa. Hata sijui tunaenda wapi. By the way, I didn't even have goals. My goal, actually I had a goal to get to 1,000 subscribers and be monetized. That was the only goal in sight. If you had told me I'd be a business lady at teaching people, I'd be like, what? How did I even become that? So when I'm doing these videos, I'm learning how to edit. Because now if I've created a video, how am I meant to, I need to make it. So at first I used to just throw them. Then I realized they don't do well. But when I add some spice, it does well. So I've learned how to edit. Then I had to learn how to use YouTube, because YouTube actually has a lot of things to learn, So in this 6-month period, I actually say, as much as I was creating funny content, I learned so much about the mechanics of production in a way, So that's what happened. But now the kicker is 2019 started, and my dad just told me to my face that I am wasting his money. Because how do you pay for someone degree? Alafu anafanya Coca-Cola burping challenge, So when he told me that, I started to panic, because he was just like, you're not doing anything. And now he threatened me to leave the house. He's like, if you don't get a job, you're getting out of my house, because I can't have taken you to school for you to do these things you're doing on YouTube. I was like, okay, sawa. So I go back to my B and I'm like, so how about farming? What had you said about farming? That's now how the farming bit happened. Yeah, so 2019, we sit down with him, and then he's like, what farming do we want to do? I think pig farming. Do we have that kind of land? No. So the small piece of space we had back home could maybe do chickens or something smaller, rabbits. Yeah, so we ended up choosing rabbits. And that's when we started the journey. So now in 2019, it felt weird waking up to work on a business and then having to shoot content that's entertainment. So I remember one day waking up and saying, you know what, I'm going to change my content. I don't think I want to entertain people anymore. And then also because I was starting a whole farm, you go to YouTube hoping to find someone sharing their journey of starting a business or sharing their journey doing farming. And then they are there, but it's either they've already made so much money. No one is sharing the beginning, the hustle, how to apply for a business permit, how to start, how to register for a business. No one is sharing the mundane things that now I want to know. So I decided, you know what? Let's change the channel. So that's why my channel is actually called ONR, because it's Olive Nkirote rebranded. So that's now how 2019 now is the only content that you can see. Because now I woke up and I was like, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have started a business and we are going to walk this journey together. 2019, I remember my videos were all about anything I learn is on that channel. Let me tell you, I would watch, like, I would Google like movies for entrepreneurs, and then I would watch them and share and be like, guys, so I've found out that if, like, these are the movies to watch if you're an entrepreneur, and these are the lessons you will learn. So for every movie, I used to watch a movie with notes, and then I share, and I'm telling guys, top 10 Netflix movies for business owners. You know, or I go to Shark Tank and Lion's Den, you know, those things where businesses are pitching, and then I wait for the guy to like say what the business has not done. I just write it down. Then I go to the YouTube channel, guys, top 10 Shark Tank tips. Because that's what I've learned. So I remember the whole of 2019, anything I was learning had to go on the channel. So the more I learned, the more I shared, then it's like a ripple effect, to be honest, because you don't realize you're doing so much value, or rather you're giving value, until now you start hearing from people. Like me, I've watched you from those days. Like you've inspired me to do better, or you've helped me learn about things I should watch or books I should read. I would read a book, I do a whole review. Let me tell you, that's the time in my life I would read a book every month, not because I want to read the book, because I have to share a review on the channel. So it's like I have read so many books, but then unknowingly they are shaping your mind. They are shaping how you make decisions. They are shaping how fast things are happening for you. You're looking at things in a different light. So for me, it was, I need to get content out. I don't know what to do. I'm not rich. I'm just struggling, but I can't look like I'm struggling. So I need to inform people. So the bare minimum that I know is what I'm sharing. There's a video I did for best bank accounts for business owners. I woke up one day at 7 a.m. and I visited all the banks in Kenya, asking about their business accounts and actually writing down everything. Because now I'm also looking for a bank account for my business. But then I'm like, I can't not just look for me. I need to also share with my audience. So it was that kind of thing. Anything that the business needed in like the business angle used to go on the channel. But then in terms of like Yummy Rabbits itself, how to rear animals, no. How to keep, no. I wasn't now doing the farming side. Maybe just like if it's a vlog, I would show you guys, this is how far we've reached. Ama we are stuck, we don't have money, that kind of thing. But like mainly the lessons and the experiences that Yummy Rabbits was giving me are the things that I was bringing to ONR. And also, it's because when I rebranded, I wanted to be an informative channel for anyone starting a business and not anyone starting a farming business. So in my mind, if I do so many rabbits, then if you're not doing rabbit farming, you probably won't subscribe. So and then now you also start learning YouTube that if you solve a problem and it's searchable content, your channel grows. And I'm like, then let's do this. What problem do you guys have? We are doing a video. So it mainly became that. Either something ONR has, YRK has inspired, or whatever people have now commented. Because now someone would comment down below, hey Olive, it looks like you do a lot of research and we like your content. You just got monetized. Can you share how you did that? Then I do a video. In all honesty, I think 2019 I survived by the grace of God, because now I eventually moved out because my dad was getting tired of me. And I went to live with my partner. I actually never used to tell people I live with my boyfriend, because you're right from uni and you're staying with your boyfriend. Why? You're not even married. By the way, it used to be so bad that I never used to attend family meetings and family gatherings, because it's where did you move to? And I know if I say I live with my boyfriend, it's instant judgments and tapata watoto na uchaolewa. So it's like I'd rather just avoid. Wacha tu tukae chini ya maji until vitu zifunguke. Pasanga vitu zichange. Anyway, So I go live with my partner the whole of 2019. I swear we survived by the grace of God because he's as broke as me and now he has to take care of me as well. It was terrible. It was terrible. 2020 is even worse. Let me tell you, 2020 I was in the... I remember I did a story on Instagram holding back tears and I was even asking guys, are you guys living like me? We had to pay rent and there's no money. As in, it's even COVID, it's even worse. So I have to borrow from Mshwari to pay rent, but I also have a loan in KCB. So I have to borrow from Mshwari, pay KCB, so that now I can borrow again. That's when I knew. Enye shida ni mbaya. Where? Hey, God. Hey. And then I remember even I'm looking at him. I have tears here. I'm just like, when will this end? When will this struggle end? And you know, with YRK, I didn't know this, and it's something I've like started sharing on my platform. Farming is very capital intensive. And did I know that? I didn't. And then we are doing farming in Nairobi. So we've dug ourselves into problems. And this is now even the time I'm actually drafting a proposal to my dad. And I'm telling my dad, I need you. I know you've chased me from home, so at least you don't have the burden of feeding me and housing me. But I need you to fund me. Because if you don't fund me, this idea would die completely, right? As much as you can, just do me one favor, build me a house for me to house the rabbits. Because now the wooden house that we had, ilianza kukulwa na so mchwa, yes. And then when it rains, it leaks. Like it was an old thing. So I needed something. And actually, I didn't even share this. And maybe let me just share right now. In 2019, when we started the Yummy Rabbits, and why we started Yummy Rabbits is because when we finished uni, Andrew's dad was like, I can give you small money to start something because you've already decided you're not going to employment. So when his dad sent him something, I was like, even me, let me go challenge my family. But fun enough, I didn't have to tell my dad because after I graduated, you know how, okay, maybe I know it's a privilege to have a family do like a party for you to celebrate your graduation. So I have this, shout out to him. I call him our rich uncle. So he what does he do? He sponsors you when you do well in school, basically. So if you did well, like get A's, he can give you like money for that. So I remember he had said, anyone who gets first class, I'll give them 100K check. And I remember he said this when I had just entered uni. You think I slept? Ha! Me in my mind, nikimaliza hapa, napewa 100K check. Please. So I finished and I made sure that I had one of the best like GPAs and I was in first class. And I remember my name was there and after the party, I just went and I told him, Uncle C, you promised, you pray he doesn't like snake you. And I was like, you promised that if someone does well in school, you're gonna sponsor. And he did sponsor me. And that's the now 100K that we used to start Yummy Rabbits. And I remember we bought one cage because tuligongwa. Wait. Some of your pesa ilisha hivi. You know how you breathe in? That's how that money ended. That's how that money ended. We bought, a few rabbits and one cage, and that's how we started. We actually had 4 rabbits and 1 cage in that now wooden house that was leaking. Anyway, fast forward now to 2020, we've been surviving on that 1 cage. Now even a cage should have at least 2 rabbits. There are days there would be 6 because we don't have another cage. And I mean, things have to make sense. So now 2020, I sit down and tell my dad, listen, I need you to really support me. And I know you're not like broke. Like I know, like I can see, like your parents, when you look. Actually, let me share something. There's a video I watched on Ikonini podcast, and it just popped up. And I believe it was Butita saying, in life, there are people who will start at a negative, there are people who are going to start at 0, and there are people who are going to start at a plus. People who start with a negative are maybe probably even you have to jengea your parents before you build your own house. Ama uko na madeni, lazima ulipe before you even take yourself to 0. I think I'm at like 0-1 there because I can say I'm grateful to God because I can't say I have to actually fund my parents. They have done enough to like take care of themselves. I just feel like now for me it's zero because I need to figure things out. And then the people with a plus, you know, like the Kenyatas, you know, you're probably going to be passed down wealth. Kuna mashamba pahali hata ujui ziko wapi, but they're in your name. So when he said that, I was like, that is the best way to explain life. And it's accepting where you are, not looking at other people and like wishing, I wish I was at a plus. Because even the negative one probably wishes they were at zero, you know? So when I had that, I was like, I'm grateful to God, because as much as I'm not at a plus, at least I know I'm not at a negative. I know I just need to feed me, fight for me, figure it out for me, and not them, maybe when they're older. So I talked to my dad, I was like, Dad, please, just build me a house. And he said yes. And that's now how we built like the YRK house. And then now, end of 2020, it's like things started to open up. I got monetized, first of all. So I'm still at 1,000 subscribers in 2020. Can you imagine, after all that hard work? Anyway, so 2021, January, I will never forget. I got my first YouTube paycheck, but it was a combination of 4 months. You know how YouTube does it. So I had been monetized in 2020 around August or September, if I'm not wrong. So pesa ya October, pesa ya November, pesa ya December, 2021 January, ikafika minimum withdrawal limit, 70 euros. And that was my first paycheck. I will not lie. Just as I cried, I was just like, God, why did I do this to myself? What to employment? Why am I suffering? I cried. I will not forget, because I had not gotten a euro account. So ilikuwa Kenya shilling. Sema kukulwa vile ilikuwa. I remember I went to the bank and I'm asking them, I was expecting this. Why is it this? Then they're telling me inward, sijui Swift charge, sijui exchange. I'm just like, God, is this what I was meant to amount to? I won't lie. That amount, I know where it went. I had a very big loan in Mshwari. Ililipa loan in Mshwari because every month we actually survived on loans for rent. No cap. We survived on loans. So I remember it paid one of the loans, and then I couldn't finish the loan because I wanted to send something to my mom, I wanted to send something to my brother, and I wanted to send something to my partner. I didn't even give my dad anything, as much as he's been supportive. In my mind, I'm like, you have money. You don't need to be helped. So I remember I sent my mom, I think it was a 500, and I told her, Mom, this is my first paycheck. I am sending you just to tell you thanks, because if it was not you and your support all through, I would not be here. I sent my brother 200. I could not. I sent my brother 200. And I think for me it was to tell him thanks, because when I started my YouTube channel, most of the videos I did them with him because he was home. And he had just finished high school, so it was like, you have to walk this journey with me by force, by fire. And then the other 200, actually it was 250, I was to give my partner. So I mean, I didn't even say, my paycheck came, I think it was 8,000 after kukatwa na bank. So, and I had a loan of 10K. And then now for my partner, I remember I called him that, I was like, B, I've received my first paycheck. And then, can I like bring for you like something? And he's like, no, don't, it's okay. I'm like, no, I have to say thanks. Then he's like, there used to be a guy on the road, we used to like buying like sandwiches from him, like a burrito. He was like, buy me the burrito. don't give me money. I was like, okay. And I bought him a burrito. Did I buy myself anything? I didn't. It was hard. Why? Anyway, so anyway. Yeah, so I paid the loan. And then I had like a K to pay, but I was like, at least something has entered. That means if I work hard, more money will be made. And I remember, not many times you think of where you come from, which is so weird. So now this is 2021, January. I've made my first money ever. Okay, not really ever, but I've made some money before when I was younger, but ilikuwa tu ile ya kuuza. There's few things you have in the house. So from 2021, I can say that everything changed for me. Like, and I remember even telling my mom that, like, after now things started opening up, I started asking my mom, is this normal? Like, do you suffer and then things just open? Or do you just, like, suffer and then open? You know, like, I honestly hoped that it would be like a hill, but for mine, it's been like a constant up. But I think it's because as well, hey, I work hard. I mean, I've already shared the results, but I have never been this candid with my story. And I feel like the more I talk about it, the more I feel like I need to sit down and just pray and just reach out to my mom and be like, Mom, thanks. Reach out to my brother and be like, thanks. Reach out to my partner and be like, thanks. But now when I say the stories out loud, it's like I'm replaying the way I felt on that day. I think because of suffering a lot in 2019 and 2020, I became very cognizant of where money goes, because I kept telling myself, I don't want to go to the place where I'm borrowing loans to pay for rent. So I started learning about money. Now I'm trying to understand, okay, if you've made money, how do you manage money? How do you grow money? But in my mind, it's because I've seen how not having looks like. Maybe, and that's what I'm saying, I cannot say I've been brought up lacking. No, as a matter of fact, I've been brought up in a very good home where my dad provided for us almost everything we asked for, if not everything. And again, I'm grateful for that because I know it's a privilege on its own. But then that period when he chased me from home because I wasn't doing what he did, I feel like that's the period that shaped me. You know, when you've been brought up, dad, school fees paid. Kuna mtu school fees, ni wachange wa in the church. You know, like it's a struggle. But then for me, I've never seen that. It was, dad, I need school fees. He tells me, look for the account, I'm going to pay. Dad, I need pocket money. Tells me, draft what you need, he's going to pay me. Like, I don't remember any time in my life I've asked my dad, Dad, do you have money? And he said no. So you can imagine, it's like, then now you chase me. And then I come to the world and shit is hard. Hey, that's when you learn, oh, there's rent. You know, I used to see us with Wi-Fi. When I left the house, that's when I knew the price. I was like, what? You people pay for Wi-Fi? It's not, because we make it to home. You know, home, everything is done. As in, Ati, we used to have a Netflix and DSTV account at home. Hey, uku inje najiuliza, Netflix, what is Netflix? You think I will pay? I was even, when someone says they pay for Netflix, I'm like, you have money. Because those are the things like after I came, and as much as, again, that's what I'm going to say, as much as my dad has been the most interesting and tough parent, actually, the things he's done somehow have shaped me. I came outside and I learned there are expenses. There is rent, there is water, there is gas, there is food, there is where? Then that's when I'm like, and I'm meant to pay that? And that's why I was telling you, my first paycheck, I cried. Because I had seen how hard it is to make money. Now it had dawned on me that money is not that easy to make. Like, you actually have to work hard or smart either. But you have to work for this money to come. Because all along, I've never really seen how hard money has been. You know, my dad has never really put it out there. I've seen him wake up at 4 a.m. because he used to wake up and leave the house very early. He comes home very late. That's all I've seen. But he's never really told me anything to do about money being hard. And even when he would tell me that, you know, only this month I'm broke, I will not give you, because he used to give us money for clothes at least every year. So there's a year, I remember there's a time he told me that he doesn't have money to give me clothes. I remember laughing. Because I'm like, you? You're broke? What do you mean? You know, like, Dad, you don't have money to give me clothes. How? But then now when I think back, he probably did have money that month. But as much as I laughed, he still gave me money. So were you really broke? But then I don't know, maybe he borrowed, maybe he worked overtime. I don't know. So I think for me, that's what I'm saying, those 2 years, those 2 years shaped me. If my dad was trying to put me in the waters, it worked. Because I said poverty, you will never see me again. No. It was hard. So I remember I used to thrift a lot when I was in campus. But then right now, when you give me the weighing between going to thrift and spending the whole day in town to look for clothes that are more affordable, and me staying home, working on my content and my businesses to make money so that I move from being self-employed to entrepreneur, I'm like, this thrifting the time is not making sense. So now I looked for shops near my area that have nice clothes because I will save time. Now, that's another thing that entered my mind. If I maximize my time well, I will make more money. But if I make this money, I need to manage it well so that I maintain having more money as I go. So my money line has just been tweaked. Every time I just tweak it, okay? So it reached a point where I'm like, let me tell you the way I've become so tough with money, but I'm now getting better. I remember I was invited to my first gig, like a job for a company, to do shoots for them. And genuinely speaking, I had never bought myself clothes since uni. So I don't have official looking clothes. I don't even know what official looks like. So even when you're inviting me somewhere, I'm usually confused. I used to be confused, like, what do you mean I need to wear official? What does that look like? And I remember my partner telling me, Olive, you have made money. You need to use this money to invest in your brand. You need to look good. That's the first time I actually left my house. It was mid-2021 and went to a shop to buy clothes after I think 4 years or 3 years. I had never bought clothes. Me used to say clothes are a waste of money. I've done my hair since I finished campus. I wash my own hair. I take care of my own hair. Done. I don't do my nails. I genuinely don't. And I even just do them. I actually started doing them this year. So maybe let me say I started this year. Only because I found someone who would do it for me at a good deal. Not because I want to do them. So these things people say, girl, expenditures. I don't know, I have to do a wax. I'm like, sir, keep waiting. We will find other methods because these are very expensive things that I don't need to do. But do I blame people who do them? I don't. If doing your hair makes you happy, do it. Doing manicure, pedicure every month, doing waxing every month, buying clothes every month, do it. But will I do them? I don't. And mainly because, like I've told you, I think I've seen the lack of money. So for me, putting my money every month on braids that I know I will remove, nah. Did I used to do that when I was in campus? Yes, with my dad's money. I used to tell my dad, hair allowance. Every month, my dad used to give me hair allowance. I will never forget. Hey, I'm still expensive. Let me tell you, when I go to the real world, I have to undo my hair, wash my hair, buy braids, do braids every month. Well, my dad, I was like, hey, yeah, he was nice. 3,000 to 5,000 every month. You guys are joking. I am not doing it. But it's not like I can't. I just don't want to. It's not like I can't afford it. I just don't want to do it. So I think that's why I'm saying my money habits have changed completely. Because if you met me in campus and you meet me now, they're very different. I don't want to fall in the trap of consumerism, where every new thing you've hopped on it. Now people are doing laser, what you're there. Now people are doing this. And I just feel like it's a tale that never ends, and it gets rid of my opportunities to invest, because every time you make money, right? You make money, you've made X money. The first priority is usually, apparently, is for you to invest. But if you're being honest, you will cater to expenses first. Then now there's some left. And maybe where I am in life, maybe in 5 years, I will not be saying what I'm saying today. But where I am left, when I have this amount, for me, there are ones that are priority. Let me give you an example. If my mom wants to do her nails, I don't think about it. I will send her the money. But me, no. That's not, no. My mom wants extra clothes, 100%. I will get her the clothes. But me, I mean, I can survive with what I have. So for me, there's a priority list of my wants. People I need to make sure they are good, and maybe like family members that I want to ensure that things are doing well for them. For me, those are priorities. And maybe when the money I make is a ton, I might consider consumerism habits. And I mean in a very kind way, guys, don't butcher me. But I am not selfish to the things I bestow value on. So if I bestow value on an item, it doesn't matter the price. It doesn't matter if there's a sale. I will buy it for whatever the cost is. But if I haven't bestowed value on it, it's very difficult for me to now all of a sudden splurge. So when you ask me, how do I still treat myself and how do I not feel like I am being selfish to myself? Maybe it's because most of the things that women in the society have bestowed value on, I just don't see the value. I don't see the value of doing my hair every month, although I used to, but I don't see it valuable now. Doing my nails every month, I don't see value. Having change of clothes every month or every day on my, I don't see any value. Like, I don't need all the maxi dresses that all these Instagram shops are marketing and they're all just looking the same. It's just different colors. I don't, like, for me, I don't see the value. So it depends. If I see value in something, guys, I spend. Let me tell you, actually, another story after you said that. I remember there's a month, 2021, I think it's April. Now I made 21,000. Guys, from 7K. You don't know what 21,000 can do for me. Do you know? I was too excited for life. I was even like, I can make 20K. You guys, you're playing with me. Then now he was like, you need to start saving up for a desk. I was just like, I never used to now see value in what he was saying, because I'm like, what do you mean? The little money I've made, now I have to buy a desk. Like, and you know how I used to edit? On the floor, on our carpet. I've actually edited on the floor so many times. I know how to sit on the floor comfortably. Like, that's how I know. And this is why we used to live in a one bedroom, and he's a producer. So the sitting room was designed like a studio. So he would have guests, and it's a 3-seater couch. Where is he sitting? Where is the guy recording sitting? And where is the person who's come with the guy being recorded sitting? And then me to sit. So there used to be like a corner somewhere that I could easily sit and edit, right? And he would sit with the guys working, because for them, that's a studio. Me, I'm just living in the house. I mean, I left home. And then in around September, I think September, if not, is it September? I think I'm losing my math, but around June, July, we launched a product. Now, this is my first course ever. Not really ever, my second one. My first one failed. People don't even know about it. My second course, we launch it and we make 300K. And mind you, I've been suffering. You know, like I've been getting 7K and then 9K and then 7K and then 21K. And I was like, what? And I remember there's a time we sat down, I told him, I'm seeing an opportunity here. I think we can make money. And we made 300K. I will never forget that month. That's the month I decided I will not sit on the floor again. But not me, him. Because we made the money. And you know me, what my mind is telling me? We need to save. Because next month, tunaweza rudi 10K. So, bro, please put all that money in the bucket. Forget about it. He's looking at me like, why the hell would we save, Olive? You don't even have a desk. We need to move from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom. Me, I'm just looking at him. I'm like, where would I put it so much? I'm telling you, I was scared. So I remember he sat me down and he's like, babe, listen, you have something going on here, but we need to invest this money into ourselves. We need to move from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom. This is why. If we're in the 1-bedroom, the other room will be my studio. And now the sitting room can be your office. And then you will stop sitting on the floor. Me, I'm telling you guys, I'm just like, this guy's trying to steal the money. I was like, nah. My mind is like, we need to save every penny. Do you know where we've come from? Do you know we cannot afford rent? Now you want us to go to a 2-bedroom so that we pay more rent? Sir, are you okay? I was not happy. And then he tells me, B, you need to use this money to buy yourself a desk. So I buy a desk and I buy a chair. And we start life. Let me tell you, that year I made so much money, I couldn't even believe it. But I even asked him, maybe I needed the desk. Because why all of a sudden am I productive? And I didn't know what that desk did to me. I would sit on my desk and my chair and I feel like it's possible. I can't wait for morning to arrive because I want to work on my desk because I've been sitting on my floor for so long. And then I've also seen we made 300K, right? Although it was like kind of a one-off situation because it was a course we marketed it so heavy and it was on demand. So again, that is a factor. And then I kept telling myself, Olive, you've moved to a 2-bedroom, you have a desk now and you're sleeping? You're sleeping? By 9, not by 9. By 5 a.m., I'm awake on my desk, working my ass off, and I sleep at 12. And that's the whole of 2021. I would wake up at 5, sleep at 12. Wake up at 5, sleep at 12. And now what we are doing, half of the morning, I'm at ONR, afternoon ikiingia, tuko YRK. Alafu you transition back to ONR because there's shooting content. Now I've seen different ways I can make money with ONR. Now I'm making enough money to boost YRK. Now we are both making money, actually, not just me. He's also making money as well. I'm like, I am not going to play with this. I am going to go. I became so unapologetic with work. It reached a point, my mom would beg me to sleep. Like, Olive, you can rest. It's good. It's just Sunday. It's a time for resting. Me, I'm thinking, resting for who, guys? Resting for who? Resting? What do you mean resting? Like, no, guys. There's no way. So for me, 2021 is I call it my blessing year, because that's the year I made the least amount. I would rather made my first income ever, and one of the years I made so much money that I could not believe, and it was not at the whole year, it's after the desk, around June, July there, and then I started piling on ways to make money with ONR. I would get emails every day of people saying, I've seen this video, can we have a meeting, you explain this for me. Then I was like, I'm launching ONR consultations. If you want to talk to me 30 minutes, 1,000. There's a month I was booked every single day. 2021, my channel started growing. I started reaching 3,000 subscribers. I even saw 4,000. I'm like, metoka wapi? Anyway, so I'm still pumping out content. And now, like I said, my content has become very useful. So I think people are searching all these things and then they find me, then they subscribe. So that's the same year I remember asking my mom, what do I do on the channel? Now this is 2020 actually, not 2021, 2020. I asked my mom, what do I do with my channel? I'm broke, I'm suffering, I'm crying. I don't know what I need to do. My mom told me, me, I can't help you. But there's something I hear called crypto that I don't know what it is. Can you research? Because you like reading and researching, and then do videos, and then I'll watch your videos to understand crypto. And then I was like, Mom, you think people will it's like, where I find this? Me, I don't know what cryptocurrency is. I hear people saying crypto, but you have a channel, you educate us on business. Now me, even I'm afraid, it was 2020 actually, I remember. I'm afraid to do crypto because I'm kind of getting into the business world with my permits videos and all these videos. So I'm like, now if I do crypto, am I not destroying the algorithm? My mom is like, no, Olive, teach us crypto. So 2020, I remember I created a whole series. Don't forget it's for my mom. I'm not doing it for anyone. It's for my mom. Because my mom, let me tell you, my mom is burying in a building. I am flying in to save that woman because, hey. So I'm creating these videos for my mom. So even when I'm explaining like in a way my mom will understand because I know it's going to be difficult. So even tell my mom, I've created a 7-part series. And if you watch these 7 videos, I think you will understand. And she's like, okay. And then I announced it on Instagram. No one is interested. I do my videos. 7-part series. I think it was from May to July or August 2020. Let me tell you, just as the year ended, those videos were on 80 views, 50 views, doing the bare minimum. Like, Paka even remember telling my mom, will in your waist. The videos are this idea. Then she's like, at least tumeelewa crypto. Did I have money? No. Now, 2021, around April, May, crypto starts to be noticeable. Kina Elon Musk start talking about it. It's now trending in the news that the crypto markets are doing well. You remember my videos? Now, you go and search what is Bitcoin. Who do you think you see first in Kenya? ONR. And then you go there, she has 7 videos explaining everything in detail. Where do you think the consultations are coming from? Someone sees those videos, hakuna kitu ameshikadisha. Olive, please, can you come and explain this to me? Then I noticed the problem is the same. Then I decided, let's do a course. We charge the course 5K, 80 people show up. 80 people show up. I remember looking at that. Money was entering my account. I remember like, tutafungiwa account. I'm like, tutafungiwa account. B, tutafungiwa account. So now I start to look at my business in a different way. And now it's like, I'm not going to try chase quick returns or quick outbursts of money. What systems do I need to build? How do I talk to my customers? How do I position my channel? Now I started going into business. Even the books I'm reading now, it's business. I need you to teach me how to bring this thing into a sustainable income source, because January I'm rich, February 0. Now, what are we doing? Then now, that's now what I have been doing over time. And I guess I can attribute it to understanding the space that you're in. And actually, yes, ONR did open doors to help us fund YRK. YRK now grew. We got other opportunities again, because now you know what happens. When you're in your space, you see opportunities in your space. And especially if you're passionate. If you're, again, I told you guys I was waking up at 5 and sleeping at 12. So as much as I'm doing ONR and I'm doing YRK, I'm also looking for ways to remove the current problems I have. YouTube Black. Okay, so maybe let me start with how I knew about it. I knew about it from 2020 when it was initially launched. Because, is it 2020 or 2021? Probably 2021. Because I was doing YouTube and I didn't even know it had like any grant involved in any way. My mind was just saying, if I was able to be part of this, then there's a possibility to build what I'm building, because I feel like now I've understood what I'm building. Now I remember 2022, I will not forget. 7th July, that email came in. That's how clear in my head it is. And I remember I applied literally after they sent the email. I even think they probably, in my mind I was like, si watanishanga, si ningengoja at least deadline. No, I wasn't waiting for the deadline. But now this time around, I decided to just be honest with my YouTube life. And I remember even in this application, I did it differently. I had sat down prior and asked myself, okay, ONR, what do you want to say and what do you want to put out so that even these people can see value in what you do? So I made the application, and I remember a very interesting fact that is not out there, but I'll share it. Before I pressed submit, something told me, Olive, you Google and see if someone has done a video on how to apply for YouTube Black. I Googled and I found some lady in the UK. She's a very small channel and she shared her journey applying for YouTube Black and just what she said and why she thinks she got it. I sat through that video. And I don't remember like doing anything that day, because every word she was saying, I was noting it down, because I was just like, this is do or die. I need this like tomorrow. So she says, this is how I position myself. Also make sure your channel is doing this, blah, blah, blah. I wrote notes, and then I went back to my application, and then I was like, okay, what have I learned that I can edit? Because I've failed twice and I need to do this time around. So I changed a few things. And I clicked submit. I remember even recording a screen recording on my video, and I'm saying, guys, I'm applying for YouTube Black. I hope, because I had said they would announce in November. In the video, I'm even saying, I hope that this application allows me a different perspective that I'm yet to see. For me, it's an affirmation in my head that, girl, you're doing something. You're not mad. You're onto something. Like for me, even telling my dad, I didn't even tell him. He saw newspapers. People had exaggerated some figures that I'm like, guys, I wish they gave us what they were exaggerating on those figures. And I remember he sent me and he's like, you become a rich woman. And then I just said, lol, dad, I wish, For me, YouTube Black, in all honesty, is just, for me, it's a tip of the iceberg. I'm like, there's so much more coming. There's so much more I can do. This was just like, good job, girl. now open all the other things that you're about to unleash. So that's what YouTube Black was for me. But what I can say about money is when you're not making money, because I know how that looks like, it's very difficult to see yourself out of that situation. And sometimes you get so demotivated and demoralized that you can't even think beyond, I don't have money. And I've seen that with myself. But the beauty of being consistent with one thing, it allows you to eventually understand that thing even more. So for me, what I say, especially if someone in the entrepreneurship world or freelancing, or you have a business idea, you might not make money in year 1, like me, year 2, like me, year 3, like me. Again, I was surviving through very interesting methods. But by year 4, because of consistently going at it, consistently doing it, somehow an opportunity came and somehow a lesson came from it. So for me, that's step number 1. If you're not making money right now, but you're doing something, do it long enough. I know you're going to cry, I know you're going to be tired, but do it long enough. Now when you make your money, this is the part now, like I think the lessons I've learned are too many. Again, maybe because of lacking and also having plenty, I became very cognizant with how money operates. And I remember reading a book that explained that money flows to people who can consistently multiply and grow it. When you make your money, I don't refuse. Definitely spend on yourself, definitely enjoy it, but then also realize that for it to consistently come in greater measure, it's the energy you put on it that will determine it. So what do I mean? And again, this is a story we're going to talk about maybe in another time, but I remember investing in land. When I purchased that land, I actually had 20% of that income. I remember I had 20%, and I told myself, you know what, Olive, we can buy land. Again, I am crazy like that. And then I had to look for 80%. And when I look back, even my business was not going to make that kind of money in the short period of time. But because of that uncomfortable situation, and I've always told myself, Olive, that money is energy, money is the mindset I put on. I know it's a medium of exchange, but the energy you put on, the things you, like, I don't know, the energy you put on money is the energy it'll give you back. That's how I believe. So even when I was investing in that land and I didn't have money, let me not lie to you guys, I was like, I'll find it. And for some reason, every time I'm waking up, I'm thinking, how do I bring in more customers? How do I do this? I need to pay that loan. I need to pay that debt. People fear money a lot. People are afraid to risk, which I understand, especially if you have families. But you need to allow yourself to not be chained with this thing that you cannot make some moves, or you're unable to make a deposit, or you're unable to risk because, and if I don't eat. But then how do you know that if you risk, the next month, God and all the laws of this universe are about to unleash a new idea for you that will make you triple the amount? And don't be stuck up on society standards. Come out of the society. Look at you, what do you want? And then do that. I think for me, I want to be remembered by people as someone who dedicated her life to educate and to share as much as possible so that the other person on the other side can actually learn and transform their lives like how I have, or even better than I have, okay? And it transforms into everything I do, especially because I work. Even when I create content on YouTube, I ask myself, who am I serving? If they spend this 20 minutes on this video, will they learn something that can potentially put money in their pocket, save money, even though they plan to still spend it, save money, or help them think of life in a different way that can either do the making and the saving of money outside? So, and it's not also just money. Even on my Instagram, I remind people, guys, we need to take care of our health. Are you guys eating clean? Are you guys going to the gym? Are you guys, resting? Even though I know I don't rest, but sometimes I rest. So what do I want to be remembered for? I want to be remembered for as someone who gave, yes, freely, yes, sometimes monetary wise, because I need to survive this system, but I gave you everything that I learned, and I will keep giving till the last day. So I don't keep information to myself. I don't even know how to keep information to myself. So every time I learn something, I have to share. So how do I want you guys to remember Olive? I shared. I shared as much. And even when God blesses me to the extent that I can actually do tangible assistance, walking, all these people are not being able to go to school, and you build a school or you take them to school. I hope to get there. But for now, I know that the little I'm doing is still helping one or two people who find me. I am truly honored to be hosted by Justus on this seat and to be part of your family. So first of all, if any of my ONR people have come to Shared Moments with Justus, I see you, I love you, I appreciate you, and I hope you have subscribed on this channel, and I hope you like this video, and I hope you keep watching his content. But then there's something about sitting here and talking to you that has allowed me to forget what I do. I have felt honest with my story in a way that is not scripted, in a way that I'm not trying to say something that I know the audience will like. I've just said what is in my mind and the ultimate truth of my life and the beliefs I have. And maybe they're extreme to some people, but that's how my experience has been. So I'm glad that I sat on this chair. I'm glad that I shared a moment with you. I mean, your channel is Shared Moments with Justus. And I'm grateful that you helped me open up a side of me that I don't think I was going to open up anytime soon. But I believe everything happens for a reason. And for me to even feel comfortable enough to share these things on your platform says a lot about your work as well, says a lot about your energy as a person, because for me to entrust you with that information is because the energy I felt is inviting, it's encouraging, and it's comforting enough for me to just be me. So thank you so much for having me here. Now to the Shared Moments family. What do? I initially said that I have two businesses, okay? One is YRK Organic and the other one is called ONR. So first of all, let's start with YRK Organic. We are a rabbit farm, so we mostly sell rabbit products. If you are into healthy white meat, no cholesterol, no fat, one of the healthiest meat currently in the market is rabbit meat. Not commonly consumed, but few people who know. We offer premium organic rabbit meat, so feel free to visit our website, yrkorganic.com, if I'm not wrong. If not, Shared Moments with Justus, we'll put in the description box. Or you can check out our Instagram, YRK Organic. Now, or Facebook as well, YRK Organic. And yeah, then for ONR is basically an education platform. So we have very many things we do, but I can start with maybe where you can start as well. You can search us on YouTube. You can use the YouTube handle at Olive_Nkirote, or you can just search ONR. You're gonna see some nice, beautiful, dark-skinned girl with matutas. Actually, guys, I don't keep this hair. Matutas, let's calm down. You're gonna see my channel. You can consume the content I create. I mostly talk about business, money, and crypto. And to navigate better, just go to playlists. Trust me on this playlists, the videos are organized better. Now, if you'd like to actually purchase some of our top classes, you can visit our website, onrafrica.com. We mostly teach, or rather we currently have been teaching 2 courses. So we release a course every year. Our first course is the cryptocurrency course, one of the most loved. We released it in 2021. If you want to learn everything about crypto, how to invest, how to grow your money in that high risk type of investing, but very high returns, definitely sign up for the class. And 2022, we released the Alibaba Masterclass. So this is an in-depth 6-hour training on how to import things from China to Kenya. And I mean in-depth because many people assume just because they know how to import from China means they're importing quality goods. No. So if you really want the tea on how to do that for your soon-to-be business or to streamline your current importing situation, definitely sign up. The people who've worked with me, shout out to my mom, realist, my brother, my partner, my dad, please, I've not forgotten my dad, and everyone else. So yeah, I'm grateful. And it's you too, it's your energy. It's your energy.